The farm is back. We're live again. This time we're breaking down the 8-game Saturdays, May 30th slate.
Yeah, so if you want our thoughts on the slate tonight, we talked about that yesterday. We just want to give it a little bit more shelf life. So go back, hear our thoughts, hear the winners. I'm going to take down the big tournament. I think I'm mostly focused 250, 121 entry max today. We'll see. I mean, 121 single entry, so single entry assassin. That's what I'll target. But if you want to hear our thoughts on today's slate, go back to yesterday, dial in there. But this is for Saturday.
Yeah, so I like these day slates. It's always nice to have some day baseball on the weekend. There'll be a smaller. I think this is the one we won the 100 on.
And we got the Macau card. Like, listen, tomorrow's a day where my phone dies at like 4. I'm not gonna charge you back up for baseball because we got golf sweat, we got Macau for MMA. You got a lot of things going on tomorrow, so I'll be excited to kind of jump in and then talk about these games. I feel like there's some good spots to target here. A lot of decent pitching. So you want to. So we have 8 games, right? So we have 8 games. A solid 4 p.m. slate. So
yeah. I think the pitching's better today than it was previously on the previous slate, today's slate. So it's better for the Saturday slate than it was on the Friday slate. We'll see how that shakes out. But I feel like maybe there's better top end options on Friday, but I think there's more you have more ways to kind of pivot on the Saturday slate. You want to go game by game again? I know we're kind of watching some golf too. So if we invert our eyes.
Watch Matias stuff it.
Yeah, dude.
Par 3. It's okay. Listen, it's one of those things like you're not gonna have every guy, just have the right guys. And we both played the 888. We have a little bit of a sweat phenol from the rough. Love to see it. But yeah, let's jump into baseball. I'll kick us off. So first game is following Savant on StatCast there, but it's gonna be the Padres facing the Nationals. I think I have King on the mound for the Padres, and I think it's Griffin. Can you confirm? I'm pretty sure they have Griffin listed TBD, TBA on the Nationals there. For me, you can stack the Padres, absolutely. The Nationals is a decent part to stack. I'm not going to stack against King. King's in play as a pitcher, right? We know he has strikeout stuff. The underlines are okay. Still sitting at a 25% K rate. The walk rate's a little concerning, 11%, but the underlines, the exit velo, the hard hit, pretty good range, 86 and then 32 there. So I don't mind just playing King in the spot. The Nationals have been pesky. It's really just Abrams and James Wood you got to worry about. Those guys are just menaces. You watch out for those guys. But in this spot against King, you're going to get Luis Garcia Jr. Batting. And his StatCast profile has always been pretty good, but he's a platoon bat. You can see him get pulled against the lefty. So as far as priority in this game, it's probably just going to be the Padres pitch over there and Michael King. But I can see the Padres bat being interesting, right? So depending on the pitcher, I like Ty France. Ty France StatCast is pretty good. He's a guy I just always like as a cheap source of value if he's in the lineup. He's kind of alternating first base with Gavin Sheets right now.
But look at Gavin Sheets. Gavin Sheets StatCast
Gavin Sheets also is good. I'm just talking about the value. If you need a value piece, a guy that's kind of sneaky to hit a home run or two, it's Ty France is that guy. He's got some pop in his bat. So as a guy that could be a value piece at first base, can you check the multi-position eligibility real quick to see if he's eligible? Sometimes he'll get eligibility maybe at second base, and getting a Ty France at second base.
So Ty France is just first base at 2A, but then you Gavin Sheets 2-9, who's first base outfield eligible, and I feel like Gavin Sheets is just a better straight up play.
He is. I don't know what it is, why I have a soft spot for Ty France. I just do. But anyways, so Padres are definitely in play. Obviously, you can go to Jackson Merrill. Kind of a slow start of the season. Tatis is obviously we know his issue. The home run, the lack of home runs is an issue. I think it's the launch angle. He needs to really tilt that bat a little bit further out. Get some better launch angle there. So for me, the Padres stack is going to be second fiddle to Michael King. The priority in this game is going to be Michael King. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I love the Padres here. I think this is a smash spot. Like Foster Griffin's good. Again, I like to target these 3-4 in rotation guys. And I feel like, again, this is one of the teams that the vibes are down on for the Padres offense. And I think this is a potential get right spot here on the road in Washington. I feel like they could put up a crooked number, as we say in golf, right? It could be an 8 or 9 spot. And you can get really creative on how you stack the team, right? I love Jackson Merrill batting towards the end of the lineup, but you have Xander Bogaerts who's hitting the ball really well, which is historically not my favorite DFS play, but he's striping it kind of. Stripe it using golf term. He's hitting the ball really well. Obviously, Tatis is continuing to bail the ball without home runs, so I like him a lot. Gavin Sheets we've already talked about, but I think you can get cheap and have a creative stack here. And then on the pitcher side, I like Michael King a lot. He's got a lot of strikeout upside in this Washington lineup. While they are scary, they strike out a ton even when they hit home runs. James Wood, who's one of their best batters, still has like a nearly 30% strikeout rate. So I like the Padres here a lot. Padres offense, Michael King will be kind of a heavy play for me on tomorrow's slate.
Yeah, ditto. All right, let's jump to the next game. This is a game I'm also you got to be targeting bats here. We have our boys, Kansas City Royals, on the road facing the Rangers. I know it's a pitcher's park, but you have Kumar Rocker on the bump, and then you have for the Royals, I think it's Seth Lugo. Yeah, I'm seeing that right.
Yeah, it is Lugo.
For me, I'm gonna focus on Kansas City. Kumar Rocker is not special. Kumar Rocker is not special, but for me, it's just going to be, I love the Kansas City bats here. They've been underperforming, and we've just been chasing that underperformance all season. But the StatCast profiles on these guys looks fine. Obviously, Jack Cagg, we obviously going to love Bobby Witt, but the Jack Cagg profile, he's going to have a game where he hits 2 home runs, and he's going to break a slate eventually. So really like him a lot. I still like Vinny P, kind of underperformed, but he always finds a way to turn it around. So in this park, I'm totally okay with just stacking this team up. And once again, I'll go back to what I say. I'm never going to stack. I'm never going to stack all of a game. I know you like to do that a little bit more than me, but for me, I'm just going to stack the Royals. The Rangers are totally in play, and I would totally understand anyone making them a priority because Seth Lugo's kind of been trash. But he finds a way to be a magician at times where he just kind of works his way around damage, just as a guy that throws like 15 different pitches, right? So for him, he can get his way out of trouble a little bit easier than others that are just maybe 3-pitch pitchers. So for me, Kansas City Royals are going to be a priority. They're probably going to see me do a 5-man with them. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, any slate Kansas City. I like Kansas City tonight on the Friday slate as well, which is a contrarian against Mackenzie Gore. But obviously, you got to like him here against Rocker. I mean, obviously, the elite pedigree coming out of Vanderbilt. Who did he pitch with in Vanderbilt, Dylan? Who was the guy that he pitched alongside with?
Oh, Jack Leiter on the same team.
Leiter. Yeah, so this is, but for me, it's like I really do like Kansas City a lot. I think you can get creative with how you stack them. They're obviously on the road. Pretty much everyone in their lineups in play. I think positional edge, this is the only person I wouldn't play is Salvador Perez. I prefer Carter Johnson straight up, and Perez seems like he's washed. I don't know if he's even worth playing. He'll have the one-off home runs, but he's just not hitting the ball well. For me, it's definitely Kansas City. They'll be a priority stack, and I think we're only through two of the 8 games here. And I think Kansas City, San Diego are going to be high in the list, maybe 1 and 2.
And those are your preseason boys. I mean, we're Braves fans, but we have these guys that you just ride with during the preseason. You just you hope they regress positively to the mean, right? You expect them to be this team, and they can have hits up and down. So I feel the same way about the Royals, that they have a good potential to make some noise here. All right, let's go to the next game. Let's not waste too much time. We got our boy, ECU legend, Trey Savage on the bump for the Blue Jays, going to the Baltimore Camden to face Brendan Young and the Orioles. Savage is in play. I've just seen him. He doesn't, on paper, his underlines look good, but his strikeout rate is a little bit more concerning as of now. I think he's not striking out as many batters as I would hope. And the Orioles lineup can be pesky. Savage is just special, right? He's a special prospect. He's a special pitcher. He could carve his way through any lineup. But I totally understand the concern here if you didn't want to play Savage on the road in Camden. Camden's been an absolute hit fest there. So for me, it's going to be a pass. Totally understand the Blue Jays plays. I mean, Brandon Young, not special. Can totally stack up the Blue Jays. Another road team with a pitcher that should give them a good leash to get a lead here. Playing with a lead is just you play a little bit more freely, right? You hit around a little bit more. So for me, the Blue Jays are going to be another one of those 2 or 3 teams I want to focus my stack around. So definitely interested in the Blue Jays. Really no interest on the Baltimore Orioles side. I'm just not going to play against Savage. Maybe don't play him, but these guys are still hitting the ball hard. I mean, look at the StatCast. Blaze Alexander doesn't make any sense to me. This guy's what? I mean, I know Mayo's a prospect. Look at his StatCast is pretty much beat red as well, but I don't know if that's going to be sustainable. But if you look at their just kind of a bare bones StatCast page, I mean, their lineup looks pretty good, and that's kind of the impetus for being a little bit worried about Trey Savage there. So once again, ECU legend, not going to play him. He's my boy, but I'm not going to do it on this slate. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is one of those play pass. This is a pass here for me. Savage at 9.7 is too expensive. He does have at least strikeout upside, but I just don't know if he has the leash to go 105, 110 to
No.
He could get 8 to 9 strikeouts and maybe be the best pitcher slate. I feel like 9.7 is pretty expensive. I think I prefer Michael King straight up in this spot. With that said, Toronto bats are in play. Camden's been a hitter's park. I like the problem with Toronto is I don't love their offense, right? I'll be isolated. This could be a 5-3-1 stack. Or a 4-3-1 stack where it's 4 Kansas City, 3 San Diego, 1 Toronto. I could do something, a version of that, right? All these teams that we've liked so far on the road, which there's a Boone for guaranteed 9 innings. Yeah, but outside of that, it's like, yeah, this is mostly a pass for me. I don't think you should, consider any Baltimore bounce against this Savage. It's an 8-game slate. You don't need to do that. And then I really like, I like the Toronto side both from a pitching and offensive perspective. But like in DFS, it's just I don't think I'm gonna get there. I don't love the entirety of the team for Toronto. I don't know how they hit through the lineup there. And then, I feel like your Savage is a little bit too expensive. So it's easy pass for me. I'll kind of avoid this spot and go, get pitchers and hitters elsewhere.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move to the next game. We have the Twins, Bailey over on the bump versus the Pirates in PNC. Mitch Keller's on the bump for the Pirates. Both these pitchers are guys I generally don't want to stack against. So pass play pass here, but Bailey Ober is a guy that doesn't give up a lot of hard hit contact, but like just doesn't strike anyone out. Just from a DFS perspective, you played him the other day and he got a win and put up 7 points. Like I think he gave up 2 earned, right? So just like I think he had 1 strikeout. That's just not enough. You just can't play that in the slate. If I was going to play a pitcher here, it would probably be Mitch Keller, but his strikeout rate's also down, right? I just don't trust the Twins lineup in a pitcher's park. If I was playing anything in this game, it would 100% be the pitching side, right? It wouldn't be the bats whatsoever. Couldn't do that in this spot. But I just don't have any confidence that these guys can strike anyone out. They're going to have to go 6 or 7 innings minimum to put up any type of fantasy points for you. So if I was betting, though, I'll have to kind of take a look what the over-under is going to come in tomorrow. But if it's getting 7.5, 8.5, I'll take the under there. I just think this can be relatively low scoring with no one really being of need here. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is another play pass here. Both pitchers are competent enough where like they're not necessarily Gaskins. They're just spots I like better. But yeah, like Mitch Keller and Bailey Ober both like have the tool set to go long, like 7, 8 innings in a game and not like give up the 3 to 4, 5, 6 runs that you need. And then being in Pittsburgh, like I don't really like the Minnesota offense already. Like I think this is an easy pass for me. I'll just completely avoid this spot, both from a pitching and offensive perspective. If I had to choose a side, I think I'll choose Pittsburgh. I think I like their offense better. I think they're more DFS friendly. You can kind of stack up guys who have home run steal upside. But outside of that, it's just not. Yeah, it's an avoid spot for me. Definitely, I don't have any interest here.
Man, Aberg just missed that long putt again on the hardest. Like he just missed it. Good give by him there. All right, so yeah, I agree with you in this game. Just going to be an avoid for me. Let's jump into the next game. Let's not waste any time. We got the Red Sox in Cleveland. I see Parker Messick on the mound for the Guardians and then Sonny Gray for the Red Sox. Gray's been ticking up his strikeout rate, but I don't like him in this spot. I mean, his strike rate is down overall. And I say this time and time again if you listen into us, but the Guardians is just a professional lineup. They're just a hard team to get through. Pretty low strikeout rates all around. If I'm targeting a pitcher in the spot, it's going to be Parker Messick. He's been pretty good. All the underlying suggests he's been really good. Good strikeout rate, 28% rate. 28%. Walk rate, 7%. Hard hit, exit velo, all pretty low. So if I'm playing a pitcher in the spot, it's going to be Parker Messick. And the Red Sox haven't been good on offense. All right, like I know I played Duran and he won me that single entry last week, but I don't know if I trust him in this spot. I don't know if I trust the Red Sox offense to get to Messick in this spot. In the same breath, that Messick can be risky at times, obviously because of his youth, but we're going to find out here shortly if he's the guy you need. So for me, Messick's in play. He's going to be in that rotation of 1 to 2 to 3 as far as priority pitchers go, but I'm just going to wait and see what the build looks like. So for me, Messick or pass in this game. Still, I don't trust Sonny Gray. Not going to be playing the Guardians against him, although I do like that team up and down. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Cleveland's an elite contrarian offense play. Like Sonny Gray's underlying suggests he's not very good anymore. Like not that he's not anymore. He's trending back towards like a 4 or 5 end starter. And so I think the field hasn't caught up with that yet. So I think Cleveland's in play. We've talked about this many times, but you can stack their team up kind of from top to bottom. I also really like Parker Messick. What we've seen out of him has just been nothing short of phenomenal, right? I think the strikeout stuff is great. I feel like he can go pretty deep into a game. And this is in Cleveland, right, Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah, being in Cleveland as well helps. I really like Cleveland here, both from a pitcher and offense perspective. Again, the Cleveland bats are more like a contrarian offense build, maybe a pivot off of the Washington game. I do feel like, I don't know, maybe it's like I probably prefer Kansas City still over them, but Cleveland's a really interesting build there. Parker Messick, I think he's like a good SP1, SP2. He definitely is going to be probably make most of my builds tomorrow. I just feel like there's a lot of strikeout stuff. He's got 25, 30 point upside in the spot.
Yeah, let's go to the next game. I mean, this is a game I might get pitchers from. I'm just pulling up some information on it while we're waiting. So we have the Angels on the road in Tampa facing Drew Rasmussen in the Rays. But Reed Detmers is a guy that has the Bubba Chandler problem. His stuff is amazing, and it looks so good on paper, and his underlines are great. And sometimes he just gets himself into so much trouble, and I just don't understand it. And so he's in play to me. I actually like pitch lefties against the Rays better. I know they've been really good lately, but lefties against the Rays are more in play than righties, in my opinion. Jonathan Aranda has just been a monster. And it's just one bat there. But for me, it's going to always be lefties against the Rays for now, because I know they're just a pesky team. It's just something they do with their coaching just special there. But as far as a priority pitcher in this game, it's going to be Rasmussen. I mean, the guy's just so good. And he's had a longer leash this year. We saw him go 92, 93, 100 pitches in his last 3. Just a quality guy against the Angels. They strike out. He's the 1A. So we're talking about pitchers. This is a strong pitcher slate. He's 1A for me. I'm going to be playing a lot of Rasmussen on tomorrow's slate. So he's a priority for me. You could talk me into either pitcher in this game. I just don't trust Detmers. Just the guy has great stuff, but it's just not consistent enough to be make a big dollar team for me. So, like I said, I get the play. I totally understand. For me, Rasmussen, absolute priority tomorrow. Gonna be probably ranking 1A for me out of all the pitching options. Once again, we're past play. This is a high priority game for me as far as pitching goes. As far as bats goes, it's a 0. I'm just not playing bats in this game.
Yeah, Reed Detmers is like a Jekyll Hyde pitcher. So on the other side, it's just I like the.
He's Bubba Chandler. He's Bubba Chandler. He's a guy that has electric stuff and always has had a beat red Statcast. But the problem with him is simply just putting it all together. Like it's just, sometimes you have good stuff and it's just how you attack hitters, right? Like, are you attacking them? Are you getting we talked about this before, but 0-1, there's like a 187 batting average against. 1-0, there's like a 305 batting average against. So like start off with a strike, right? Like throw strikes. Some pitchers just get in their own way. So just if you have good stuff like he has, just throw it in the zone. Make him hit it.
It's the tough thing for me, Dylan. I may prefer Messick straight up over Rasmussen. I love Drew Rasmussen. I love him. In baseball, we have so much of him. And it's just like Tampa, whenever their pitchers get in trouble, like they will all like Rasmussen, like they've let him go longer than they have in the past. But
he's a huge best ball stand. I think I have like 40% Rasmussen.
But Tampa's notorious. The reason Tampa wins so many games is like they do not let their pitchers get shelled. Like in an event where like even he's in the 5th inning, they're up like 2-0, and like the bases are loaded 1 out, like, and he's at 78 pitches, they may pull him just to get a relief arm in there.
I disagree because that was last year for sure. I think you're going to see less and less of that this year. He's just been so quality that I don't think we're going to see as much. I think you're going to see him go. I mean, he's been 7 innings, 6 innings. He's been going pretty deep lately, so I'm not worried about his pitch count. I mean, his innings whatsoever. But I understand your concerns. Tampa Bay can do funny things times, but it's a pitcher's park, and Rasmussen has the stuff to strike out the Angels 7 to 10 times. So for me, it's just the Angels strike out. It's just an easy click. So I get your concerns, but for me, it's going to be a play.
Yeah, I do. I mean, both pitchers are in play. I think you can definitely consider Reed Detmers. I think at the end of the slate, it's like we've seen Reed Detmers put up 30 points. We're like, fuck, you need him. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen that often. It's like, oh, shit, why didn't I play him in Tampa against Tampa? Like, yes, Tampa's pesky.
But listen, this is the thing. We disagree about this generally. It's like Tampa's a good offense. Like they put guys in positions to like make a lot of contact. They are pesky. They are not a fun team if you're watching live or watching on your phone on the score. But when you're watching that game, it's hard to watch because they're just like it's like through two counts. They're just making guys work. So. And Reed Detmers has the problem of walking guys and getting some of those less than advantageous accounts. So for me, it's just going to be a pass.
How did Walbart Urena pitch against them the other night?
Good question. Let me pull it up. So anything else in this game you got or no?
Yeah, no bats. Again, interest is in the pitching. I don't even think getting Contrarian here with bats makes any sense. I think both these pitchers are. I guess if you did, it would be Tampa side because Tampa's like offense has been, at times can be explosive. But I'm just not a buyer here. So it's going to be a pass. Sprinkle in both pitchers and multi-entry builds. I think both guys will be in play there. Did you get the Walbart Urena line? Walbart?
Who did he pitch against?
It was Tampa.
I don't remember that slate. I can't pull it up.
It was like a couple days ago.
No. It's tonight. That's what I'm like. I feel like we just spoke about that tonight. That's hilarious. I'm losing my damn mind. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. It's like Walbart Urena, like he throws tonight. That's why. All right. Let's move on.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm just wish casting that this is going to be an elite start tonight. I do like him a lot tonight. I think he's been phenomenal in his last 5, and he has the pedigree too. It's not like smoking mirrors.
All right, last game. Let's jump into the last game for tomorrow's slate. So we have the Marlins on the road versus the Mets. On the bump for the Marlins, Tyler Phillips. Underlines look pretty good. And then on the bump for the Mets is Christian Scott, who me and you both been playing. He shoved a little bit for you last game. I worry about his pitch count, and he has a high walk rate. That's the only concern there, but does strike a lot of guys out. The problem with the Marlins, they've been another pesky team. So this is a game that's one of those hard pass games. Like, I could potentially get Scott if I need the value there. Not going to play Phillips against the Mets, but for me, it's just going to be most likely a pass. The priority would be Christian Scott. What are your thoughts on this game? I really don't have much. I'm not playing either offense in any big ticket team. So what are your thoughts?
They keep pricing Christian Scott at like the mid 6Ks. I'm like, I think he's cheaper than he was last start. And like, he's not put up 25, 30 points, but like in a slate where pitching kind of just misses, or like you don't have like mediocre pitching across the board, like everyone's scoring in the 17, 18 range. I think he's in play at 6-7. Like, just based on what we've talked about, I don't envision myself needing the salary cap, but I do feel like in a team that I have the ability to play Parker, Messick, Drew Rasmussen if I just want to get a little bit different and leave that 2K left over, because baseball is one of those sports. Like, if you have your 5-3 or your 4-3-1, you don't need to, I want to use all my cap to fit in X bat.
And that's just a great way to get different is like,
I think people do that too much. Like, I want to build to cap, especially in baseball, build your stacks. And like, if you have, and then it's like, I'm between Parker, Messick and Christian Scott. Like, I will build one of each of those teams, because like that 2K is not bad. Like, at the end of the day, it's like those pitchers, like it could be a 5-point difference, but that could be a 50K swing in ultimate result at the end. So like, I think,
and on a 8-game slate is less important, but on a 3-game slate, like dude, I'm leaving 5,000 left over. I'm just like trying to get as different as possible to like avoid dupes. Baseballs, you're going to see a lot less dupes than other sports. So I'm not really worried as much, but yeah, definitely just going to be, a fun time to leave salary cap if you can. But Christian Scott has upside, right? He has prospect pedigree.
Yeah.
Me and you both liked him a lot, and he's burned me a couple of times. But I remember I placed maybe second in the 55 recently. Christian Scott was in cores and didn't go deep, but just striking guys out. No one played him there. So like sometimes I like to do things like that and just get a little bit contrarian. He's fine in this spot. The Marlins have been pesky. He's got good pedigree. We can see him striking out 5 to 7 or so, something in that range, just doing good enough. The pitching is pretty strong tomorrow though. So like I said, Rasmussen, there's a lot of great options. You can't go. I just don't play bad. Don't play a bad pitching option tomorrow. Just don't do it. Don't try to get too contrarian. Like don't get cute. So there's a lot of good options. But for me tomorrow, it's going to be a priority. Obviously, Toronto. Who we talk about? Toronto Royals.
San Diego, Kansas City.
Yeah, Toronto Royals. And once again, it's just I focus. Usually the way I build is like I'll pick 2 or 3 teams I want to stack, pull players in and out. For single entry, I kind of just isolate that, right? But for like the high, maybe the 254 entry max, I'll kind of play around with 3 teams and just go stack in and out and see what I can do and see what I can build there. I try to, and you do this too, but I try to make my pitching pool really consolidated. I'll play 3 guys. Whether I'm wrong or right, 3 guys. I'm not making it wider than that. I want to make sure I get the right amount of players in there. It's just like I never middle. We talk about this all the damn time, but you can't middle. Middle is like I'm a coward at things, but like if you middle, you're always gonna lose. Make a stand, stick with it. If you lose, you lose. But like, don't middle everything, because you're gonna get, fine. You're gonna cash 1 or 2 teams, and you're always, negative 150%. Don't do it.
Yeah. I do think another thing that we do that helps in like, which is in how you win is like, sometimes it's like the way you stack a team. Like, don't go 1 through. You can go 1 through 5, and that can work, because I generally speaking, like 1 through 5 are the best batters. But like when I'm in between players, like sometimes I'll opt out of the leadoff hitter and go like the guy batting 7th or 8th, or like, sometimes I'll go like, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3 wraparound stack. Obviously that's like not, I mean, it's well known, right? It's like people do that, but like people will, like often it's like, I have this amount of salary, I can just play the best, the guy batting leadoff. Like I like to not do that, because it's like you're losing, 90% of the ownership when you do that. And it's like sometimes those small little edges can make the world of difference in these large field tournaments. So, but yeah, that's really it for me. I know this is a shorter slate. Hopefully, if we don't win it, I hope someone that tuned in wins tomorrow or today.
Yeah, I'm gonna win tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow. Let's jump on. We got best ball weekend, so we'll be jumping on doing some drafts. Underdog. Maybe we'll jump in and do a DraftKings draft. Sure, we're looking in. My man drafted a sicko team today, which you should never. This is just like one of the psychotic things he does sometimes. Like he drafted a Bowers, Loveland, McBride team, which you should have, because one of those guys is going to be on your bench. Like that's the kind of sicko stuff where if you get that team out, it really doesn't make much sense, because only 2 of those guys can score every week. It's kind of hilarious, because you're never going to lose a tight end. You're never going to lose a tight end.
We call that tight end maxing.
That's
I
like
like it.
maxing where you've done too much to your face. It's like too much going on there. Like you max so much that it just doesn't look right anymore.
Yeah. The reason I like it done is this. Sometimes you put yourself in, because like I have so much Genty Bowers, Genty Hampton starts, like, and obviously we're so high in Genty. Now I see Genty going at like 4 overall. I'm like, God damn it, why did they take Genty? I want it, you know what I'm saying? I hate
in our little corner of like the ecosphere, like no one cares what we say, but like, dude, we've been Genty at 12 was a mistake. Like Genty at 12, I've been I got him at 12. I mean, we and you both have way too much Genty, but man, if he has a rocket ship season, like, dude, taking him at 4 or 5 makes sense. Like, I think I'd take him. I would always take Puka first, but going at 5 over JSN makes total sense to me. Like JSN we could see take a step back in efficiency. He was so efficient last year.
Yeah.
So
the issue with taking him over Puka is just there's question marks with the Raiders offense. Like I think they will be worlds better this year, but like also like if they're not, it's like there's a lot of mouths to feed. And if the team's not very good, there's like, okay, who's going to score the touchdowns? Because you need those in best ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, I obviously we've beat the horse on Genty. We'll continue to beat as long as he doesn't get hurt. But yeah, I'm excited. We'll talk some best ball tomorrow, and we'll do some best ball Sunday too. Just kind of like where we're at. I think I'm about 50 drafts in on the big best ball mania. I'll start doing the bigger field stuff once. I mean, the bigger.
I'm jumping some of those 5-5-5s.
Yeah, I want to wait a little bit just to make sure I don't get burned by any injuries or, just because there's some concern. It's like if you do it too early.
I'm going to enter the season with like 90% Jack Besh, and he's not going to play a single snap. But if he does, I mean, giddy up. I'm going to be victory lapping to the end of the night. But
at the end of the draft, I'm like, who do I take? Do I take Adonai Mitchell? Do I take Malachi Fields? I'm like, you know what? Jack Besh sounds pretty good.
Jack Besh, he's been getting some reports, but also like, it's always like confirmation bias. Like I searched Jack Besh on Twitter and it's like, oh, Jack Besh this. But it's like I'm searching him. He's not popping up my feed. I'm finding reasons to like this guy even more.
Yeah.
I just think he has a chance to be kind of under, and he's gonna be undrafted in most pods. So for me, like if you're in my pod, he will be drafted by me. So but
I like Jack Besh a lot. Yeah. And again, I think when you're looking at that deep in the draft, I just feel like, there's worse options. Like if one guy scores for 1 week in that range, you're like, oh, this was a win draft pick. If it's like, I think week 17, when all the money's made, it'll be interesting to look back this year and see who's on that team, right? Last year's Luther Burden, I believe it was Colston Loveland, I think as well. But it'll be interesting to see. Obviously we're looking at week 17 matchups. That's why I kind of like the McBride, Bowers, and Loveland build done, because all those matchups are so elite week 17.
So what I'm saying, one of those guys is going to be on the bench. So one of them, if they all have 2 touchdowns, it really doesn't help you.
Yeah. Well, true. That's a fair point. It's more like pod advancement. But yeah, it's not a good strategy. I've done that once, and that was like the only draft. But I think sometimes it's like in these large field things, be creative.
3 tight end early is like, it is tight end maxing, but it's also retard maxing at the same time. It's like such a retarded build. But I get it. I mean, sometimes you gotta build retarded, and once again, you set yourself up to get lucky, and that's what we do for these tournaments in baseball. You set yourself up to get lucky. I mean, you need a bit of luck on your side. You need to stack the team you stack up. It's like just like betting. I mean, take some of your betting insight into the DFS matchups. Like you like this team, you have a lean, maybe they're plus 120. You're like, well, just stack them up because Vegas thinks we're gonna lose, and you're probably gonna get low ownership. So I do that a lot. So, but yeah, I gotta jump and do some work. But we'll be back.
Yeah, I gotta go watch some golf. My boys are struggling a little bit right now.
They're not struggling, dude. They're doing just fine. They're doing just fine. You're gonna win the 888.
Yeah,
into the sunset.
All right, folks. Yeah, good luck. Good luck tonight. Good luck tomorrow. We'll be back talking some best ball this weekend.
Yeah. Peace.